Hi, welcome to Yoga with Ilona. I'm Ilona, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through an advanced yoga sequence for increasing your spinal flexibility and getting into full wheel. This is a really beautiful yoga pose that looks great in photos, but it is also a fantastic way to open your heart, feel more confident and keep that flexibility in your upper spine, which is so important to stop you getting a stiff back. As we are working in the back area, it is so important that you listen to your body. You don't push yourself further than you feel you can go. This is essential to avoid injury, and of course before practicing any kind of yoga you need to consult your physician. This video is for people with an existing yoga practice who have worked with Backbends before. If you are a beginner, please try one of my beginner yoga flows that I will link down below. I also recommend that you warm up before doing this video, so maybe try out one of my morning yoga sequences, which I will also link here. Without further ado, we will start in a low kneeling position on the yoga mat. Begin in a low kneeling position. Take a moment to feel fully settled into your seated position. Find a straight spine by lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling and ground your sitting bones down onto your heels. Bring your hands to heart center, or maybe take one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Begin to connect with your breath. Breathe in strongly through the nose and out through the nose. Draw the air down into your belly as you breathe in, and then fill up your lungs with breath, filling up the abdomen and the chest. Try and fill as much space in your chest as you can as you breathe. Exhaling then from the belly, abdomen, and then the chest. Do this a few more times. Really focusing on finding that openness in the chest with your breath. And one more. And then bring your elbows together in front of your face and bring the palms of the hands together, plastering the forearms towards one another. Really press your shoulders down onto your back and lift your elbows so your arms are in a right angle position. Take a deep breath in then to open the chest forward and open the elbows out to the sides in a cactus position, breathing as strongly as you can into the chest area to help you find that opening. And then as you exhale, round the back, bring the elbows towards one another and press the palms together again. Tuck the chin down. And we'll do this a few more times, moving between the two poses with your breath. Inhale to open, exhale, round and close. Inhale, feel that opening across the chest. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Open your spine. Exhale, round. Making sure to take the movement in your shoulder blades and your upper back, not just allowing your lower back to take all of the bend. Exhale to round. Inhale, open once again. And then we'll stay here for a full breath in and a long exhale out to release. And then as you're ready, on your next exhale, make your way down into child's pose. Just briefly stretching the arms out in front of you before pressing the elbows down into the mat and bringing your hands into a reverse prayer position on your upper back. This is just going to stretch out the upper arms, preparing your arms for some back bends. And a few breaths here. And then exhaling, release the hands back down. From child's pose, we're just going to make our way into puppy. So taking your knees to a right angle on the mat, lifting your sitting bones as you stretch your fingers even further forward to the top of the mat. Take it as far as you feel is good for your upper back. Even with your forehead on the mat, you'll feel a stretch across the shoulder blades and the upper back. If this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, you can try bringing your chest and chin down onto the mat too, finding a really deep back bend here in the upper spine. Keep breathing into the chest to find even more openness. And one more breath here. And then with an exhale, round the back, walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Just coming into a rounded spine to counterpose your puppy pose. And then we'll walk the knees forward, coming back into a low kneel. And we're going to make our way down to the mat, stretching out the hip flexors. So placing the palms behind you, bend the elbows until you feel a stretch down the fronts of the thighs. Make sure you can keep the tops of the shins grounded on the mat. If this is enough for you, stay here. If you feel like you've got more flexibility in the spine and the thighs, then you can come down onto the elbows. You will be feeling a really deep stretch down the fronts of the thighs. So in our full wheel pose, we need flexibility across the whole front of the body, including the thighs. So this is a great way to prepare. Again, if this is enough for you, stay here, work with your own level of flexibility. If you want to come into the full version of the pose, you can lower all the way down onto the mat, making sure you've still got your shins on the mat. See if you can breathe into the chest here. And then from here, we're going to walk the elbows back underneath us, tuck the chin into the chest so you're not taking weight on the neck, and then walk the hands back up to your low kneeling position. Then from here, come up onto the knees so you're in a high kneel. You can either have the feet flat on the mat or tuck the toes under. And from here, we're going to come into Ustrasana, camel pose. So start by taking the arms wide and then bend the elbows to take the hands behind you for a reverse prayer behind the back. Ready, stretching out the fronts of the shoulders. Take a few breaths into the chest here. Feel strong in your core. And then taking the hands down behind you, interlace the fingers and begin to squeeze your shoulder blades together as you press the knuckles down away from you. You're going to open the chest forward as much as you can, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You could even place the hands on the lower back to make sure that you're taking the arch in your upper spine. If this feels like enough of an opening for you, stay here. If you want to come into the full version of camel, then you're going to walk your hands down onto the heels. You can keep your feet with the toes tucked under or place the tops of your feet flat on the mat for the full camel pose. Keeping your chin tucked in so that you're not taking weight in the front of your neck. Keep pushing your thighs forward as you create an arch with the whole of your spine. Breathe into the chest. Keep your core slightly engaged to protect your lower back. And if you want to try a twist, Lift the left arm up towards the sky, reaching the left fingers high. Look down towards the feet if that feels okay on your neck. And then from here, switch straight onto the other side, reaching the right fingers up towards the sky, looking down towards the left foot. Keep tucking your sitting bones under the whole time to protect your lower back. And then bringing yourself all the way down into your low kneel once again. Then we'll walk the feet forward and shift the sitting bones forward, ready to lie on our backs on the mat. Bringing your heels towards your sitting bones, we are going to make our way up into a bridge position. So place the palms of the hands flat down on the mat, and then we're going to begin to curl the tailbone towards the heels, and then squeezing the backs of the thighs, squeezing the glutes together, begin to lift up, rolling the spine one vertebra at a time off the mat. If this feels like a good level of back bend to you, then stay here. Otherwise, keep pushing the thighs up further towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers underneath you, and then you can wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you as well. And then think about opening the chest forward towards the top of the mat, really opening the spine out. And a few breaths here. And then with your next exhale, begin to roll all the way down back to the mat. If you are still beginning your back bend practice, then try another full bridge position. Otherwise, join me with full wheel. So shifting the sitting bones down further towards the heels. Tuck your fingers down towards your shoulders, lifting your elbows up towards the ceiling. Really make sure that your heels are tucked in as close to you as they can go. And it's very important for full wheel that we come up with an inhale so that there is space for the breath when we're in the full wheel position. So you're going to come up first by lifting your tailbone off the mat. Come onto the tops of the shoulders, and then with an inhale, lift up by pressing into the mat with your hands and feet at the same time. And I want you to really push your face between your elbows, opening your chest out and forwards in the same direction as your nose. So you don't want a bend in your elbows. You want to be trying to get your arms all the way straight so that you are fully arching your whole spine, not just taking it in your lower back. And then breathe strongly into the chest through the nose. Spread your fingers wide. Feel strong through your feet. If you're working on pushing your chest forward, stay here. If you want to try a three-legged wheel, then you can lift your left leg high, straighten it up towards the ceiling, exhale, and then inhale to switch sides, lifting the right foot up, keeping the elbows straight, and exhale, bring your right foot down. And then with your next exhale, begin to release back to the mat slowly, bringing your shoulders down first, and then really, really slowly rolling your spine one vertebra at a time down onto the mat, taking it very gently and carefully back towards a neutral position. And then just keeping your spine neutral for a moment, adjusting out of the back bend. And then you can take some very gentle sways with the knees from side to side. And then point your toes down away from you and stretch the whole body out along the mat, reaching your arms overhead, stretching the body long. And then release the arms down by your sides, resting for as long as you want to in a supine position. And then as you're ready, roll over to one side and push your way up to a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like this would be a great practice to do every day if you are working on some of those more advanced back bends and you want to have a consistent practice with that. Please do check out my other videos. I've linked some warm-ups and cool-downs down below. If you did enjoy this, please like the video, comment to tell me what you would like to see next, and subscribe to my channel. Have a beautiful day. Bye.